Mindy show on Kids Plays Live. And Tori, I've got a question for you. What is that little space between your thumb and your forefingers called?
The skin between your thumb and forefinger. You mean your pointer finger?
Yeah. That little web between, that little web of skin between your thumb and your pointer finger. What is that called?
Honestly, I don't know if it has a name. I've never called it anything before.
Guess what, Tori? It's got a name.
It does?
It's got a name, and I cannot believe that most people don't know the name of that little web of skin between your thumb and your forefingers. It is called, and by the way, it's got the cutest name. It's called the Perlicue. What? The Perlicue. It's the space between your thumb and your fingers.
Perlicue?
Yep. That's what it's called.
I'm looking at it right now, and I have to say, if you squish your thumb up, it almost looks like a mouth. You put some googly eyes on that, it starts talking to you. You and Perlicue going on adventures.
Put some googly eyes on that. All right, I've got another one for you. There's a name for that. What do you call stomach rumbling?
Ooh, well, I call them gurgles, but that is definitely not the scientific name.
Okay, so when you have a rumbling in your stomach or that butterfly feeling, it could be called collywobbles. Oh, got a case of the old collywobbles. But I've got an even better one for you. How about womble?
Womble?
Stomach rumbling is also known as a womble.
I have never heard that before.
Yeah, there you go. Got one more for you. Ready for this one?
Okay.
What do you call that little plastic coating on the end of a shoelace?
Oh, I've heard this before, but I can't remember what it's called. I love that it has a name.
I know, and you think, of course it has to have a name because, you know, there are companies manufacturing shoelaces, and they have to factor in all of the costs of the shoelaces, the materials that go into making them, including that little plastic covering at the end of a shoelace. It has to have a name, but nobody knows the name of it. You want to take a guess?
Lace tip?
No, it's called an aglet.
Aglet?
An aglet.
Aglet.
Yep. So an aglet is that little plastic coating on the end of a shoelace. A womble is known as a stomach rumbling, and a perlicue is that little space between your thumb and your finger. So now, go take these new words into the world and drop them in casual conversation.
I have one more.
Bonus!
You might already know this one, but this is the only thing of this category that I know, and so I like to, whip this fact out at parties. You know that dangly thing in the back of your throat? Little thing that hangs down, and you're like, why? What do you do? What are you doing over here? Do you know what that is called?
Well, actually, I do know, and that's only because I just wrote a book about the human body. You're such a party pooper. Sorry, I'm not going to spoil it. You tell us.
The little dangly thing in the back of your throat is called a uvula.
The uvula! It should be called I feel like it should be called like the waddle or the baby waddle. What is it? It's like that thing on a turkey. What's that called?
Which is called the waddle, right?
It is called the waddle.
Turkey's little neck things, I think they're called waddles.
Yeah.
Ours are just on the inside.
Just on the inside. So there you go, your uvula. And so you could be eating food and be like, that ice cream feels good on my uvula. People will be like, what are you talking about? So just drop that into casual conversation. All right. Well, when we come back, I'm really into words today. When we come back, or today, every day, I love words. When we come back, we are going to go over some fancy words for ordinary things. So don't go anywhere.